YouTube. What it do is your boy Benji, and we are back on the Ben on TV show. This is WWE in Between the Ropes. We love entertainment, all things wrestling this way. But unfortunately, I'm a little upset. WrestleMania 41 is upon us. We like 2 weeks out of it. We less than 2 weeks out of it. We 10 days away. And I honestly cannot wrap my head around what we are witnessing on a week-to-week basis. Remember when the YX debuted and they came and took out the entire production room? That is exactly how I feel. I thought that's what happened. Everybody backstage completely lost their mind and completely forgot what's going on. And so everything gets thrown together on a week-to-week basis. I mean, I can tell you that Adam Pearce is a terrible GM. And, of course, Nick Aldis is not too far behind him. But if we're talking about the guys running the show, let's break the fourth wall here, guys. What the heck are they doing? Did they get taken out by the YX6? Speaking of the YX6, have they been on TV in 2025? I mean, let's just dial everything back. Let's look at what we currently have for the WrestleMania card. Let's take a look at what's currently announced right now. So for WrestleMania 41, we have announced a guy who made his appearance only 2 weeks ago. Grande Americano. He's matching up against the great Rey Mysterio. That just got thrown together. Very, very strange. It's unfortunate that Chad Gable's put in all this work all these years and showed up to all these shows, took all these L's, and did so much to try and uplift the people around him to yet again miss WrestleMania 41. But it's fine. The one match I would say that's had a proper build, I mean, at one point, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have much hope because we were trying to figure out what was going on with Jade and Naomi. Fortunately, they've revived it. And Jade and Naomi have a match. Then for some strange reason, LA Knight is matching up against Jacob Fatu. I mean, I know that this was alluded to months ago, that there was a belt that possibly Jacob Fatu could bring home to the bloodline. So Sikoa then set his sights on the United States Championship, but then he deferred to Jacob Fatu. Okay. Gunther and Jey Uso. Strange triple threat between these three guys. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Triple threat match. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair. Fatal 4-way in Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Now, at face value, this is actually ridiculous. If this is going to be what we call WrestleMania, I don't know what we should expect for the rest of the year. Let's take a walk back into the park. 2024 closed off with Tiffany Stratton cashing in and becoming the women's champ. We headed into Raw Netflix. We saw Rhea Ripley finally beat Liv Morgan, and this possibly was going to be the match that ended the feud that we were all subjugated to for months on months on months. Fine. Liv Morgan, please get away from this woman. Rhea Ripley won the championship back. Roman Reigns fought against Solo Sikoa and secured the Ulafala. He was knighted by The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, head of TKO, the final boss. Knighted him with the Ulafala. And then in the same show, talked about how great Cody Rhodes was as champion. The WWE can say whatever they want to say. Try to say that The Rock was playing both sides. All right, whatever. Whatever. I'm not going to get upset about that. What I will get upset about is how we had this build-up that we were all confused about when it came to The Rock's and how he would relegate himself to anything that's going on in the storylines, anything that's going on in the WWE. And while he was the person that called the hit on Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes did not give him his soul, he, for some reason, was able to buy John Cena. And to this day, we have not heard word from either competitor as to why John Cena did what he did, as to what his allegiance to The Rock means. Is he actually pledging allegiance to The Rock? Did he sell his soul? We haven't heard anything about it. So it's almost as if this never happened. Okay. Strange. And then shortly after, we had a Saturday night's main event. This Saturday night main event had a confident and cocky Jey Uso heading into a match with Gunther. We swore he was going to defeat him and take the championship belt away from him. Unfortunately, he lost. And it seemed as if that was going to be the final coffin, the final nail in the coffin that Gunther was able to put in the Yeet train, in the life of Yeet. And then strangely enough, Nia Jax, who again had been betrayed by her best friend and lost her title because, again, her best friend cashed in on her while her back was turned, while she was down, and snatched the title up from her. Instead of her going after that title, for some strange reason, she challenged Rhea Ripley. And those two fought at Saturday Night's main event. We additionally got Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens meeting in the center of the ring to discuss their championship match. Don't understand what was going on with Kevin Owens. I think we're going to just all allude that the guy was sick in the head, sick, nasty, and twisted because brother was fighting for a belt that was never his. Braun Baker was out there putting banger after banger on when it came to Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. But in the present day, doesn't seem like Sheamus is going to get an opportunity. We kind of kept regurgitating a monster versus monster match when it came to Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. I'm not mad at it, but it kind of confused me as to what the direction may have been for Jacob Fatu. But fear not, things weren't too bad just yet. Now, the Royal Rumble seemed like it was a moment that a lot of people were going to be excited for because, of course, we got appearances from big-time stars. Alexa Bliss returned to the WWE. Charlotte Flair returned. We even saw the Bella Twins and Trish Stratus. No need to fear, though, because that really didn't mean much. Didn't mean much at all. We did see Charlotte Flair win, and, of course, that grew a lot of dissension between a lot of the fans because a lot of people were not trying to see another Charlotte Flair run. Because at the end of the day, the story is as old as ever. This woman comes back from injury. She comes back from disappearance and just has a title shot. We saw Jey Uso win. A lot of people were a little bit leery about that because a lot of people expected John Cena to win. Or maybe Roman Reigns. Maybe CM Punk. But for some strange reason, speaking of Roman Reigns, this was the catalyst of him and CM Punk having beef continuing to move forwards. Seth Rollins and CM Punk had disliked each other for a long time. I was absolutely open to a lot of the dialogue and discourse that these guys had leading into Raw and Netflix. The promos, the battles that they had, nice. The match they had, I'm not mad at it. But Roman Reigns was really upset at CM Punk because he got thrown over the top rope. Bruh, it's the Royal Rumble. It's like we're just copying and pasting everything. What are you guys getting mad for? Doesn't even sound like something that Roman Reigns would get mad about, but I could understand somebody being a sore loser when they've never lost before. I'll allow that to you. I'll allow him to have that. It's been 4 years since you lost. All right, cool. For some strange reason, though, him winning back the Ula Fala at Netflix didn't matter because I haven't seen him with it at all. Nobody's acknowledged him since, and it seems as if he's a lone fish because every person has disappeared from him. And that's one constant I will give him because, as you can see, Paul Heyman is already about to leave this guy. Sure, whatever, okay. I'll accept it in some sense. Don't know why he gets thrown into a triple threat match. I don't understand why it's been a year and Roman Reigns hasn't even challenged for his belt back. It was more important to him to get his Ula Fala back and to get people running behind him when, at the end of the day, he has nobody left. I don't understand what's going on. But whatever. He gets thrown into a triple threat match. That's fine. We even got to the point of AJ Styles making his return to SmackDown in early February. And it looked like he was going to have something going on with the Judgment Day. He challenged Dom to a match. And later on in the match, we see, after he beats Dom, Braun Breaker lining up a spear. So a lot of us get excited because there's a possibility that we might see AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. Then this could be a big one. This could be a great one. This could be a good one. Guess what, guys? It never came to fruition. After all this happens, my boy AJ Styles heads backstage and he has a conversation with Logan Paul, who again brings up the fact that he threw somebody over the top rope. That somebody was AJ Styles. AJ Styles says, that's the name of the game, buddy. So I don't understand why that's something you'd be bragging about. And that's going to be the catalyst for them having a match at WrestleMania. The Road Raiders were having not much of a of a title run that any of us should be, I guess, happy to see. Any of us will remember. They've just been walking around with titles. They haven't done much talking. We haven't heard anything about them since the vignettes of their return. They just ended up winning against the Judgment Day, and a lot of people were happier because at the end of the day, Judgment Day was doing nothing with those belts. At least these guys defend them every once in a while. But unfortunately, for some strange reason, Raw can't get it together when it comes to tag teams. Who remembers that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are actually on another show? I don't. The only times that these guys have been on TV, all they've done is take pins. Instead of these guys who, I don't know, actually won the championship last year at WrestleMania, actually be involved in anything that has to do tag team related, what are they doing? None of us know. They're getting beat up by a comedian that shows up to the matches. That's actually what happened. That's actually what happened. So, early February, we're seeing the Royal Raiders defend their titles against people, and for some strange reason, when American Made actually had the opportunity to win this match, they could disqualify themselves. Strange. And speaking of the Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair shows up later that week on SmackDown after Tiffany Stratton has been finally confronted by Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. 2 months after Tiffany Stratton took the belt away from her, Charlotte decided to show up and say, you know what, I'm challenging you. So, okay, a lot of us get excited because this might have been something. Don't know what happened from this moment onwards, because their build has been absolutely atrocious. And again, instead of Tiffany Stratton doing anything against her, possibly her old best friend and the woman that replaced her, Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, the woman that she took the title away from, all they did was jump her 2 months afterwards. And that led her to team with Trish Stratus in the 2-on-2 match that ended up in the Elimination Chamber. Whatever. And again, I say Adam Pearce is a terrible GM. Nick Aldis is not far behind. Why did this dude pull up security cameras and literally blame Liv Morgan and Raquel for attacking Jade, when this dude knew that there was no proof there? All he did was show them a video of Liv Morgan and Raquel walking away at a time that conveniently placed them in the vicinity of Jade. Because, again, in the vicinity was also Naomi. And Naomi was sitting there lying in front of all of us. Like she had nothing to do with it. Again, the Elimination Chamber was one where we're going to see a lot of stars. It felt like this was going to be the year of Roxanne. We saw her last longer than anybody in the WWE Royal Rumble. She also beat Raquel and earned herself a spot in the Elimination Chamber. So there was possibly some potential for Roxanne. She looked like she had a little beef going on with Bayley. A lot of people thought it was going to culminate in something in maybe WrestleMania. Unfortunately, no, not at all. Even Alexa Bliss, nope, not at all. Just getting used as fodder. Like literally, the WWE each and every week is completely canon. It's almost as if every episode we're watching of Raw and SmackDown and each PLE are branching off into their own multiverse, because nothing seems to follow itself logically linearly. What the heck happened to Roxanne and Bayley? Let's also dial it back a little bit. Heading into early 2024, when Drew McIntyre got traded over to SmackDown, he was a bloodline bounty hunter. Y'all remember that? He was going after everybody in the bloodline that accosted him. Everybody. Sami Zayn, Jimmy and Jey Uso. Everybody was getting taken down. Soul Skull was getting spared. It seemed like we actually saw something where Drew McIntyre was going to snap, and we were going to see some further development with Drew McIntyre. Absolutely not. As of right now, Drew McIntyre is not on the WrestleMania card. And it seems as if the directors are pointing towards him versus Damian Priest. I'm not actually mad at it, because these guys, I think, can put together a hard-hitting match. I'm more upset that, what the heck happened to this guy? What happened to roll-up pin Drew McIntyre? Actually, nothing really happened to the guy. We've been seeing that all year. He lost to Jey Uso. He lost to Jimmy. This guy has not been winning. And he's been losing to roll-ups. Foolishness. Whatever. Another guy. R-Truth. I don't even... When's the last time y'all seen R-Truth on TV? Zoe Stark? Shayna Baszler? I guess not. They had a deep segment in the Royal Rumble. Pure Fusion Collective. I mean, the fans didn't like them, and unfortunately, I guess there were no real plans for them because they just ended up letting get over them, and now they are not on TV. I don't even understand what's going on. Speaking of like the biggest fumble, bro, these dudes turn in early December, like December 2nd. They turn on Big E. It's like their 10-year anniversary. Why are we just now in April starting to see these dudes fight tag team matches? One of the first matches early in the year, January, February, the end of December, I think it was. One of the moments when they ended up showing up to a match. I think it was a singles match. These guys lost. So not only did we get a huge heel turn, we went weeks of them just being used as a meme. Because the WWE never gave them an opportunity to properly explain themselves, but instead just continued to build up the fact that no one liked them. And we saw segments of them, instead of, again, explaining their motives, instead of, again, them trying to be in some sense serious, instead of, again, them painting a picture as to why they could have done something so heinous. The backstage segments were full of them just going at it with people who were kicking them out of the locker room. Guys like Rey Mysterio. And so they continued to jump Rey Mysterio when his back was turned because he was a false locker room leader. That's literally what we saw for the New Day. It's just like start-stop, bro, every week. So many things that we thought would have came to light have completely not. A lot of us are trying to understand what's going on, again, with AJ Styles, and we finally get a return to the ring from Karrion Kross because AJ Styles challenged him to a match. We haven't seen Karrion Kross in the ring since the Y6 were on TV. The Y6 has not been in TV in 2025. What do we bring Alexa Bliss back for? The Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber just to get her taken off TV right after. Why are Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair fighting a triple threat match? Why are Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns fighting a triple threat match? Wasn't CM Punk's goal a long time ago to win a championship? Why is Roman Reigns 1 year after losing his championship still fighting a triple threat matches that mean nothing? Liv Morgan still does not have an official match yet. We have 0 tag team belts being defended. The only ones that potentially seem to have a match are going to be the women's tag team championships. But they're defending it against people who are not even tag teams. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria are on a tag team. They just fought on Monday for the Intercontinental Championship. So instead of Lyra Valkyria possibly lining up somebody to defend her title against at WrestleMania, she's signing up, bro. She's fighting on a tag team with Bayley. Is this what we're doing? What the heck happens? Are we gonna have a Bayley turn, and in 2 weeks we're gonna build an interesting match for us to watch? It was right there in front of you for weeks. Roxanne again, nowhere to be found. Raw and SmackDown men's championships, tag teams. The only thing that we possibly some development in has been on SmackDown. Those guys can hoop over there. Don't know what's going on Raw. Austin Theory and Grace Waller are getting 0 TV time. We got a fatal 4-way for some strange reason with Dom and Finn Balor against Penta and Braun Breaker. That should be an easy match because you would think the guys that are on the Judgment Day would team up and eliminate somebody. Don't know why it would make any sense that they're both getting awarded an opportunity because Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio have not won anything in months. How did they just get thrown into a fatal 4-way? How did that happen? They didn't win anything. They didn't do anything. They didn't talk to anybody. They just got put in a match. Rhea Ripley continues to show y'all that she can do anything. She can do no wrong. She has not done anything to result in getting a match at WrestleMania. She lost her championship. Why could she just show up and sign her name on a contract that was not drafted in her name, and that just means that magically she's able to compete at WrestleMania? That's ridiculous. Do y'all even remember about Cody Rhodes and John Cena fighting? What is that even about? Where's Sheamus? Ludwig has been vocal about it, and I agree with him. What the heck is he supposed to be doing for WrestleMania 41? None of us know. What the heck is Carmelo Hayes doing? There's no way this dude took all these pins all year long to not even be awarded an opportunity in a multi-tag match or something. It's just disgusting. We had Apollo Crews getting TV time in the beginning of the year. Andrade has been relegated to a bench warmer. He's in the back. Bro, he's not even allowed to touch catering after Charlotte Flair returned. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. There's like, it's more upsetting to me that we spend all this time watching a lot of these guys come up and develop, because it seemed as if Raw and SmackDown getting more TV time is going to mean something for the people that aren't the ones that are always in the limelight. There was going to be some opportunity available to the people that weren't always got awarded that opportunity. It seemed like some people were finally going to get the time and the chance and the place to show that they can belong. They can hoop. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. And the hard work that a lot of people put in was not going to be awarded, because it will not be at WrestleMania. Chelsea Green, she wasn't even on SmackDown last week. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man.